Ladies and gentlemen, we have returned to the final of the BK LAN FFA tournament. Into the final, though, we will get the lineup in just a second. Okay, here we go. Killua, May, Barney, Declan, Zesty, Spec, Zetter, Casperinos, Taz, Ryan, Vincent, and Batcake. Okay, I'm going to say to start, notable names. We have a few of them already. We have Killua, Barney, Batcake, Casperinos, and heck, why not throw Ryan Sko out there? That is Ryan Sko, right?
No, that is Ryan AW or Remake.
Ryan AW, okay. But we do see a couple of Cinderella stories here, and Zesty, Declan, Taz even, actually. I know Taz is a very solid player on his day, but I didn't expect him to go all the way to the final, so that's another interesting thing to see, and that's what I like to see in my Moonblast teammate there. Interesting, though. Zesty, I know he has a high ceiling, but also has a very low floor. So it's interesting to see how he does in the final here. Usually whenever he does play well, he goes really off. I know he plays 6th in the semifinal, though, but usually when he gets a good race, he's able to keep up the momentum. So I'd say if you're Zesty personally here, I'd say if you get a good first race, then by all means just keep going, but he's going to have to make sure he stays consistent. And I'm trying to see some other interesting names here. I know Batcake usually makes it onto the final of virtually every tournament he plays in, but usually he misses out. Like he gets 3rd, 4th, 5th. So it'll be interesting to see how he can bounce back from the previous tournaments that he's played in. Especially this is an FFA, so the onus is on him to do well. He's not depending on his other teammates. Usually in settings like this, though, he places 3rd or 4th, so it'll be interesting to see. We are starting back up here. Let's see which track it'll opt to pick. MG.
Mushroom Gorge.
Easily number 32 for a lot of players, but we'll see. In terms of
just get shrooms, take gap, easy win.
Yeah, I mean, shocks here are just absolutely deadly. Of course, I'm sure everybody knows that at this point. But at this level, usually you want to make sure you grab the shrooms early. Just get up to the front as early as you possibly can, so that in case you do possibly get TS lap 2, you won't fall too far behind. But we'll see. We do see a golden here for Spec right away.
Golden is a really solid pull. Like, you can take the golden strat and probably get try and establish a break early on.
He's going really wide, playing it super safe to make sure he keeps this golden. But in that case, I don't know. I would probably just stay tight. I mean, even if you do get bombed, it's still only lap 1. I would have liked to seen him maybe just not go super tight, but not play it super safe, because he could have been in 1st had he not played it this safe, I'd say. But of course,
still being in 3rd, it gives him the chance to break away from the pack and maybe get a shroom. Although if you're hitting the off-road, it's not exactly ideal to break away.
Right, but if anything, we only saw, I think, one person failing gap. Everyone else made it, so the pack's still relatively tight here. Spec's going to opt to hold the shroom. I don't think he's going to chain left path, because he could potentially shroom off.
Whoever's in last is probably going to have to spam shock. They are really far back, and to have any sort of outjump hope, they're going to need to just
really bad a couple of gap takers there had he chained there.
I believe that's Paz, who's now shrooming away in 1st. Well, who's now in 1st. Pretty sure he took golden strat. Single red, not the most ideal pull for Spec. Definitely needs to... Yeah, going around is the play.
To be cognizant of those triple reds, immediately drifts wide to avoid getting redded there.
Ooh, barely avoids the back spam. Does pull a single shroom. If there's no shock, I spoke too soon.
Yes.
That was a really favorable shock for him, though. That did him a lot of favors.
Declan was able to dodge, though.
Declan dodges and takes gets 1st. Ryan hits the Goomba.
Oh, yeah, it respawned. It didn't respawn right on him. I think he just went tight, and I don't know. That was
hard to react to, in all fairness.
Yeah, but how did Declan dodge, though? I think he was holding a mega. He got backed right before the boost panel, and I think after that he used his mega. I would assume.
Something like that. I got a lucky shroom in the mid pack.
Yeah. I can pull up the VOD real quick and see what exactly happened there, but for now, this is very good for Declan. I would assume, just knowing him, he would probably pick MH. I know he likes that.
Yeah, MH is a really solid front running track. I noticed Spec has picked DKS a lot, like during the he did during the second round. He picked DKS near enough every race that he was in the top 6. So you might see that from him. Starting in 5th. Oh, he does go DDR actually. Yeah, again, he did that. He did that earlier.
Yeah, and can confirm that Declan did dodge in a mega. He spammed his mega as soon as he had that first frame of invincibility after, not invincibility, but the first frame after you get back spam
where you can use an item and spammed the mega, dodged, got rewarded, pulled a shroom. As picking BC3, no real surprise there. He's it's interesting to see whether Spec's gonna opt to run this and maybe block Kurt to try and stay top 3 race, or opt to bag and just get Shroom to take Kurt and hope that it isn't blocked.
I'd say he may. I think he's gonna go for a mid spot box here.
Actually, he is gonna drop. No, he's dropping all the way down. He might be trying to get a build to take Ultra. Gets a golden.
I think he's fairly confident at either Ultra or Shroomless though. So, oof.
It's backfib. Doesn't use the golden. Okay, he's definitely going for Kurt.
Yeah, he's waiting. But,
although if Kurt is blocked, he puts him in a pretty bad situation.
May going for Ultra with the triple reds around him. Doesn't make it though. Had he made it, he would have been relatively safe with the triple reds around him. People would be scared to pass him up because they would be redded right after. So
it's interesting to see Zesty on Daisy not going for Ultra. It's very rare that you see a Daisy going around there.
Well, from what I know, Zesty is more consistent with BCB glitch than he is with Ultra. But he does go for Ultra at times though, but he opts not to go for it there.
I'm thinking probably a first set shock. Okay, never mind.
No, I usually shocks, if it were to happen lap 2, usually the shock users chain it around the low trick section to prevent people from taking cut.
Yeah, or slightly beforehand. Kurt is still blocked, so no escape route for Spec. It's kind of stuck in the middle now.
Several people taking Ultra, but most of them missing for the most part.
Again, Zesty not going for it on Daisy.
Yeah, at this point, I'd like to see a little bit more of a risky playstyle from Zesty, because it is the final. You need to get up to the top spots.
Really good reactions there from Spec to break the red with the bomb.
Declan got power redded and then comboed afterward. Backcake is sitting in 3rd, Casper 1st, Killua 2nd. Pretty much the best 3 players in this track are up in the front. Actually, Taz is very solid here too, but I would assume he missed Ultra Lap 2 as well.
Taz is definitely going to take Ultra Lap 3. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't.
I wouldn't be surprised if he does, but a shock could come TSing him.
Spec does get hit. Kurt is definitely off limits. Shock comes in. Casper gets blued.
Pack is so tight though. Aside from the bottom 3,
someone takes Kurt. Someone takes Ultra. Sorry, I didn't quite catch who it was.
This is going to be a good ending. The pack's really tight.
It was May. May took Ultra. He's getting first. Unless it's a blue. It could
Very good snipe from Killua onto Backcake. Will Spec try to back here to maybe... No, he's going to hold to protect himself, yeah.
It's smart. Definitely worth trying to play it safe here and just securing the spot. Misses a snipe on ZR, but still secures 5th.
Yeah, some players usually they back last turn, even if they don't have protection, because they still think that they can break the reds like over the ramp, like over the gaps. You can hop over the ramp and break reds there. But playing it safe there, for the most part, Spec usually plays it safe whenever he is given the option.
Yeah, so, well, he held Shrooms for a while to just, presumably to avoid the risk of a TC as well. That was pretty good play from him there. Taz getting a bad race.
Zesty was able to take cut lap 3. I'm not sure if he dodged or if he just took like Ultra after the shock came.
I feel like he will have taken Ultra, because he was at the back there. Although, correct me if I'm wrong.
He was starting off the lap in 11th, so no,
it was even his shot.
He dodged.
Okay.
Yeah, he opted to just keep driving forward, but he was able to secure the spot regardless.
Interesting. Yeah, it's not often that you see a Daisy get a good spot without taking Ultra.
Actually, he did not dodge, but he, I think he used the Bill to get up to the front. Yeah, I saw Bill coming up from the Daisy, looking at the main
Yeah.
line. And it is going to be DDR coming out here. I'm trying to think of any players that are really solid in this particular track. I think
I saw
Casper is.
Vincent was the one who picked it, but
Hmm.
I can't remember where he finished last race.
He
Specs-
started in 11th. He's starting in 11th right now.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Spec starting in 5th, but getting bumped into the wall, opting to drop for a box.
I
Definitely
think
smart play
Zesty
there.
got trailed as he was going for
Ooh,
this.
a single shroom. Interesting little cut there.
Yeah, that's the cut that Casper usually takes. We don't see it too often in the top level, but it does save a lot of time and you get into the box as well.
Yeah. Okay, so Spec just gonna opt to hold shrooms to take cut.
Vincent is able to, I think, either shroom up or golden up to 4th here. So let's see how well he can maintain this top spot here.
Yeah, let's see Spec going for Ultra here.
Here we
He
go.
does go for it.
He's gonna take the safe Ultra. No, he's gonna.
Yeah, safe Ultra. Oh, and he gets Nana straight out of it. Okay. Blue comes out. Not sure who that's going for. Spec. Okay,
May.
yeah. Dropping to get a dodge or a good item is definitely the move. Gets a golden, chooses to spam it.
Just looking at the occurrences, I think that was either on Killua or. Actually, I couldn't see who got blued. Shock comes in early there. Usually, if it's a lap 2 shock, it's chained by the time last set comes around. But I think, was that Ryan used the shock?
It might have been.
Yeah, he opted to use it before this set. Maybe in case he gets a bad chain like triple shrooms or something, he wants to get another box like a golden or something, which is not a horrible idea individually, but you will allow for a last second shock to potentially kill you.
Spec just chaining stars over and over again. And gets triple reds. Okay, so he's in a pretty safe position. He's not going to be able to get hit by a back spam unless it's a fib or a bomb. Avoids the back spam out of Kurt. Killua failed. Okay.
And that is May. So he wasn't the one who got blued. I thought he was a potential candidate, but he was able to stay in second, and then the person first tanked the blue, and May was able to run.
Spec gets a shroom and just secures third, although I'm pretty sure he would have got it anyway. We see May getting first, and then ZR finishing in second there.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
So, yeah, I don't know who got blued lap 2, but I would assume that Barney might have been that person.
I'm pretty sure Barney came from behind where Spec was after the shock, so it wouldn't have been him.
Killua was in a star, so I couldn't really catch it, honestly. He was in a star after the blue connected on whoever it connected on, so unsure.
Well, it's pretty close as of now. Between the top 6 spots, like top 6 already in terms of the score.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure May is in first overall.
Yeah, and he did opt to go for Moonview, which is a solid pick if you're starting off in first. The only real downside to picking MH if you're starting in first is that somebody that pulls shrooms in 7th or 8th can potentially spam them early and bump you into a car. But after that, it is very runnable.
Yeah, and if you can get a green and back the bomb car as well towards the beginning.
Yeah, you can fend people off with that, and then you could back spam. There are several blind turns that you take in Moonview Highway, even though they're only 90-degree turns or like 120-degree turns. They're very blind, so you can potentially back fibs and greens around those corners and break away more. But Casey does come out. Spec's going to go for Shroomba. Yeah.
He pulls off the Shroomba, definitely the most effective way to break away on this track. I guess it's just a case of driving, avoids the bump from May. I think that was that May or was it Barney? Barney, my bad.
Yep.
I saw the M. Lol. Okay, so Barney probably gonna look to just break away early. Same with Casper. Spec might Oh, he hits the
That's
zapper.
a rare mistake. I was gonna say though, I don't think Barney has an item here because he went tight after shrooming, but it doesn't look like he spun out, so I think he should be fine for now.
Speck's playstyle, I've noticed, is really interesting. Like, he often tries to run, but the second that he gets hit by something, he's dropping down to the bottom 4 spot and making
Yeah,
sure he gets
certain
something.
tracks it can work out, especially tracks that are very shortcut heavy or dodge heavy. But in a track like this, I still would have liked to seen him maybe grab 6th place, 7th place boxes because in this track, aside from this cut that he's taking right now, the double grass cut, it's very hard to catch up.
Yeah, like, you can maybe sneak in a few spots at the end from the waterfall cut. But
Yeah, and at the point that he bagged in, like late lap 1, I think a lot of the dodges were taken up besides maybe 1 star in which he pulls right now. So
yeah,
he could do something with this for sure. It's a bit of a lucky pull in 9th, but let's see if he can make lemons with lemonade.
there's a chance of a late shock. He chooses not to chain his star.
Yeah, usually I like to opt to chain first set because if you lose your star there, you're still going to get into this box and still chain something to get up there. Yeah, he opts to wait for it.
Comes in and he last frame dodges in a star while chaining a golden. This is perfect right now for Spec. So it's only really Killua who managed to stay away from the pack.
And if you're Spec here, especially with a safe playstyle, this is good because Killua could potentially get blued, and even if he doesn't, Spec is just going to weave his way around potential tight back spams and keep second, maybe third if third pulls a shroom here.
Yeah, well, Spec's only threat right now, yeah, like you said, is a shroom, or if someone pulls a red.
When he pulls a shroom
for himself. Yeah, that's a pretty good prediction from him. It was questionable how early he used it, considering how far last was away from the set. But
Yeah.
it worked out for him barely, and obviously chained the golden, which was literally perfect for him there.
Yeah, and KC shock predictions are 50-50 because if you chain your star last set, I mean, it could be a decent chain because you could chain into another star or chain into a golden or something. But I'd say generally the best option individually is to wait until first set because if the shock comes there, you could just pick up your star, take the waterfall cut, and still get another box soon after the shock is used. You'll still be able to get up there.
Yep.
And if shock doesn't come last set, I mean, it's got to happen first set, right? Where else would it happen? You know?
Yeah, pretty much. Unless it's like the rare case that no one has that, it's always going to come at one of those 2 sets.
Right.
Okay, so we see Killua getting 41 in the GP, MVPing, so that's going to give him a comfortable lead. Spec finishes in second, so that's all well and good, but 7th is only 8 points behind him. So as long as he doesn't let it slip early on, he should be able to keep this momentum. He managed to do that pretty well in round 2.
And this is I posted the GP1 pick. So far, Declan holding his own. I did say that was one of the underdog stories. Even though Declan, he's fairly up and down, but when he has his mind right, he's a very solid player.
Oh, definitely.
I know he doesn't tilt like really hard, but typically like he does like after a while if things don't go his way, like if he gets like a 14-point GP1 and then he gets like last in the first race of GP2, it's rare for him to come back in those scenarios. So yeah, we'll see how well Declan can maintain this momentum. Zesty placed 6th in that GP with 29 points.
Tied with the ZR as well, tied for 5th. Barney just behind them in 7th with 28. We see TF coming out as the track pick.
Stafford got a really poor GP there. I think he was up there for the most part in certain races, but I think he wasn't able to maintain them with certain situations happening. It is Mario Kart Wii. Anything can happen.
Beck tries to grab Bill, but doesn't get it. I'm pretty sure someone else got a box in 12th right at the start. So chances are that someone else is holding Bill.
Which is honestly not bad if you're Spec here. If you opt to maybe just hard bag for the shock here. But I don't know if Spec's going to try to do that. We do see Zesty using his Bill fairly early, actually. I don't know if he was forced into that. I don't think he was.
If Spec's Do you reckon he was going for shock there? I don't know what else he would want to, like, what other intention he'd have with getting the
Yeah.
star.
I mean, this track, talking about the bill usage from Zesty, this track is very runnable. Of course, there are no real notable shortcuts besides the lake. But I feel like Zesty used that a little prematurely. Maybe he could have taken Shroomless and maybe opted to get 1 or 2 spots more before using the bill. Because we did see him get killed. Now he's in a mid spot again. He could potentially get a TC or get bombed or something along those lines.
Yeah, I'm not. Okay, everyone gets hit by shells in the
Yeah,
mid-pack.
we saw Vincent and May sharing the same backspam there.
Yeah.
Zesty's now hard backing for the shock, but at this point, I think shock's already in play. I would assume.
Yeah, shock is probably in play. Zesty's spinning out in last. Spec's going for a dodge. He knows there's a shock.
Right.
Um.
And until this star is ended from the person behind him, he's not going to be able to pull a star. I think there's a couple of other stars in play right now. There's one.
People are definitely holding them.
Yeah.
Someone uses a mega, and Spec gets the TC. Unless he pulls a star here, his race is.
Yeah, there are a couple stars in play. He could spam right here. No,
the golden.
Oh,
okay, so it's going to be a bad race for him here. Shock gets used by Zest there. Unless he spams Bill, which he can't. Ooh, that was a risky play going for Kurt while still small, but grows just in time.
Yeah.
Golden takes him to the line and he gets 8th.
I would say it's unfortunate there for Spec, because a couple stars have already been used by the time second set came around, so he could have easily pulled a star in 9th and spammed it to avoid the TC and also dodge. But I guess the luck of the draw didn't favor him that time. Casper finally gets that top spot that he wanted. So
already outscoring his GP1 as well. Yeah, big turnaround for him. Yeah. Barney gets second as well, which is going to put him ahead.
Casper is very resilient. Usually when he gets an unlucky GP1, he does bounce back pretty. I mean, of course, we have seen him tilt a couple of those times, notably that one clip where he damaged, so to speak, his desk. And I say damaged as a euphemism.
Yeah.
But he's very resilient, though. He usually doesn't tilt unless all 3 GPs are really unlucky, and that's when he lets loose. But you're not going to see Casper falling behind very quickly. So let's see if he can keep it up. He does pick DKS.
Yeah. Kilber, with that GP1, established himself in a really good position. So now he's kind of away from the rest of the competition. And just keep in mind now, instead of what it was all the other rounds, this is playing for first now. And it's all on this. Like, all or nothing here. You gotta win it now.
And if you're Spec here, I just go for the... Okay, opts to bag, which is not a bad idea. I'd say if you're starting in 8th, just go for the boxes on the left wall. If you're starting
shroom.
One shroom, could chain it.
He waits until he's in 12th.
He's trying to get Bill, I would assume.
Yeah, I noticed that Spec often just pulls stars when he's in lower spots, which I guess can be quite fortunate. Like, some tracks, obviously, you want shrooms to take the shortcuts, but on tracks like this, if you have a star and if you can hold it and predict shock,
the car
without hitting power as well,
you gotta know the patterns, man.
He doesn't get the box either, and it breaks before he can get it.
I was gonna say, in terms of predicting the shock here, it can be iffy because sometimes players that hold the shock tend to chain it at the moving set, but chaining lap 2 early on is not a horrible idea if you're in 11th or 12th and you can get another star or maybe a golden or something. But Spec wasn't able to utilize that because he forgot the car pattern and hit the car there. Obviously, easier said than done. There's a lot going on mentally in this game. There were a lot of people around him, so he was probably focused on not getting killed and then just forgot about the car. But he has a star here. Interesting to see what he'll do.
I'd say forced to use it because of the POW.
Forced to use it.
If someone had a POW in 10th.
Yeah, forced to use it, but honestly, that would have been a good spot to predict the shock anyway. The person was hard last. I would assume. I would have assumed at that point that the shock would have been used at the moving set, but shock's not in play yet. I don't think.
Pretty unfortunate pull with a single red in 7th, I believe it was. He got it. It's now
Yeah.
itemless at the back. There's a truck coming here. Does avoid it. Unless he spams a dodge here, he's getting a low spot.
He may dodge, but it's not going to matter too much anyway, even if he dodged
Ah,
first frame.
there's no shot coming in. It'll be
Yeah, I'm
10th for him
surprised.
now. 9th for Killer as well, who I talked about having a really good start, but
Yeah.
obviously didn't maintain it. Barney and Declan now breaking
Declan with
away.
a pop-off. That's what I like to see.
Underdog story, or as you like to say, a Cinderella
Mo
story.
Declan coming in hot.
Yeah. Yeah, both Spec and May, who had good GPs last time around, getting off to a good start. This GP.
And Declan got 31 after GP1. So right now, on 56 after 2 races.
He is in first overall with Barney and Killua tied in second.
Very solid.
And then there's a 10-point gap between second and fourth right now. With Zesty coming in fifth, 1 point behind Spec.
I mean, we've seen underdog stories in the past, but usually those underdogs would get eliminated by the semifinals, notably the Winter Break FFA tournament. It was me, Zesty, Nix, and Cookie all in the semifinals.
Wow.
This tournament was a little smaller, though. It was 96 entrants, but there were some notable names already chalked off, like especially Leops in the semis. Makes room for some underdog stories here, and let's see if Declan can keep it up here. Taz, though, I don't know if he's doing particularly well. I know someone in chat was asking. I don't think he's in too high of a position at the moment.
Yeah, Taz is currently sitting in 10th, which really isn't ideal for him.
Yeah, and he got a bottom spot, I think, in BC3, which is his best track, notably. So that's a bit of a disappointment if you're Taz there.
Once again, Spec opting to drop is probably the best option on a track like this, starting in 10th. Gets another star. He's just breaking in the stars.
Machine, man. This man's a star machine. But let's see what he opts to do here. I'd say the best chain individually, just putting the shock predictions aside, is last set, because you get to chain potentially into shrooms, and you also get to take 2 sand shortcuts and cut off a lot of time.
Yeah, and obviously with the speed of the star as well, it just propels you past a lot of people in a short amount of time. So opting to hold it, he might chain here. Nope, holds it. Okay, I've noticed Spec is very committed to dodging shocks or trying to predict shocks. He does chain it. Triple shrooms. Okay, dodges the shock. Okay. Someone must have either spammed it out of last set or just pulled it beforehand and chained it. He's in a really good position now.
Good fit from Casper.
Opts to take the first 2 shortcuts instead of taking the end, instead of just holding to the end.
Spec opts to go into first. It's a little risky though, because blues are somewhat common in this last turn, but he's going to stay in first anyway.
Yep, manages to pass May from taking the cut.
Yep.
Pretty good play from him. Yeah, it's always risky chaining at that last set because it's almost unpredictable, like where the shock's going to be. It can be anywhere from then until right at the end of the race. There's 4 sets where it could come at mostly. So the fact that he kind of took the gamble, 1 out of 4, are they going to chain it there or are they going to hold it? Pretty good job to him to just have that courage to chain it, and it worked out.
Now, are we seeing any signs right now of Declan slowing? I don't think we are seeing that right now. This man is on a mission.
He did get 8th that race, but he's still in.
If he wins this tournament, this is going to be a big story. If he wins, I am going to quit the game. I'm quitting the game.
Leicester's Premier League title all over again. Yeah, Declan sitting barely ahead of Spec and Barney, each on 57 points overall, with Killua on 53, May on 50.
Yeah, do it for the Gronsky gents. Do it for the lad. Do it for Fire. Do it for Revan. Do it for everybody.
Okay.
All right. So now it's going to be...
I didn't catch what it picked.
Delphi. The Casper pick.
Wheelchair Square is
I wouldn't
some
be
people have called
surprised. I wouldn't be surprised to see Casper getting shock here. Generally, if he gets the shock, he will. Well, I don't want anyone to stream snipe. I don't think anybody is, but generally, if Casper gets shock here, he waits all the way until this set coming up right here and chain it. Although it can be risky because there are a lot of ground items that you could potentially hit after chaining. But
And people will definitely be in dodges by that point.
Yeah, but Casper starting off in a top spot, expected of him to try to run to start off with.
Okay, interesting of Spec to not take Dark
And
Kurt.
Casper, I think, was able to barely outline Barney and hit him with the trail on the way down coming onto the dock. So now Barney's going to fall a little bit behind here.
Once again, Spec choosing to bag. Probably going to get a star. Yep, he gets another star.
Another star. Yeah, let's go.
Wow. Okay.
Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he's hitting the home button. Actually, no, maybe not. But
Now we see it on screen if he was.
yeah, we would.
So, okay, right. Maybe a shock here. That sometimes happens, at least from my experience in Lounge, that can happen there.
Oh.
Gets hit by a bad back red, as does whoever was next to him. I didn't quite see who it was. I think it was ZR. Opts to use a start early, predicting the shot. Doesn't come in.
It's very possible that Zedder has it, actually. Zedder may have it. I'm not sure.
I think ZR shroomed away after getting hit by the back red, so he didn't have it at that point. Spec might get it here. No, he gets a golden. Opts to burn it. That's probably best. Yeah, an item at first there.
I'd probably just chain. I'd just use his golden right now and get into. Oh wait, no, he already used the golden.
Yeah, he burned it once onto the bridge.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say just golden all the way up to this set and maybe just get a 10th place or 9th place box. Shock does come though.
Ooh, ZR picking up that ground star, although albeit in 11, so it's not massively effective.
Whoever chained the shock.
Another star.
Yeah. Whoever chained the shock was able to get up to like third without hitting any ground items. I wasn't sure who used the shock though. I think was it ZR that had the shock there?
I didn't catch who it was either.
Ooh, good spin drift. He spin drifted ahead of the last part so he wouldn't so he get more air to avoid clipping the dirt. But unfortunate chains.
Yeah, blooper into triple reds in 9th and 8th respectively.
Yeah.
Not what you want in that situation. Still getting 7th out of that though, which is not bad by any means. Really strong GP from Casper coming back after the previous one. Killua taking a lot of hits there, getting a 12-point GP.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
where's the after 2?
I had to take a guess. It's pretty much like even between about 5 or 6 people.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. There's still around 6 people who can probably win it.
Yeah, it's not super tight among the mid spots like some of the other rounds that we saw in the past, notably the last round was super close among 2nd through 8th. But,
all that matters here is who wins.
Yep.
That's all that matters. Well, technically top 3, but yeah.
We top 3 for prizes, yeah, but we're focused on the winner here. We're going out here.
Yeah, Barney barely sitting in first on 67, with Declan on 66, Spec on 62 right now. And then May close behind 58, Killer 53, and then Casper 52.
This is going to be a very interesting GP3 here. Stay seated, guys. Stay in your seats. Grab your popcorn. This is going to be a doozy.
15-point difference between first and 6th. That's definitely going to make it interesting going into this last GP.
Yeah.
Okay, what Spec's going to pick here?
I'd say
Opts to go Gardens. Okay, interesting pick from 10th.
I was going to say DKS, but he's starting off. Is he starting off in the bottom spot here?
He's starting in 10th, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Interesting range of track picks. Like I mentioned in the first round, I believe it was. It's nice to see the difference between track picks in WARs and track picks in FFAs. Instead of everything being like split down the middle. It's just...
Waluigi, this is Declan's time. I know he's good at running.
Okay. See how this goes.
All right, here we go.
Like not in a great spot to start with, although getting maybe a golden or a star early on here.
If you're starting at a bottom spot, yeah, just stand still, mini turbo, wait for the next set of boxes to pop up. Usually not a bad idea. And actually everybody gets killed, so he's going to be able to run this up all the way to
There's a
third. What
Golden
happened?
in third. Okay, well, this is pretty free right now for him.
There might have been a bomb or something like that. I don't know
Yeah.
how many people got killed. Maybe somebody failed. Oh,
Oh,
that's a good
back fib connects that laggy fib from May
I
using
would
his European powers.
I wouldn't be surprised if somebody was trailing an item but hit the dirt and then somebody hit the ground shell that they dropped or like I don't know, there was a bunch of drop shells maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a domino effect from that.
Okay, Spec dropping for an item. Let's get a star
Yeah.
again.
More
He's
people
going to have
dropping.
to hold it for a while. I believe if anyone has shock, it will be Ryan. He will get a box in last.
And the pack usually spreads out by lap 2, but this is really spread out. Like, I didn't expect it to be this far out going into lap 2. Zesty's in second just based on the minimap here.
Okay, a pull of star into triple shrooms into another star. Into another star.
You're right. I think maybe Ryan already has it at this point.
Yeah. All depends how safe Ryan plays here.
I think Ryan got starred.
With the star. Oh.
I was going to say that's a sketchy situation if you're Ryan there.
Yeah, if he was holding Shark, I think he might have played a lot safer than that.
Mm-hmm.
Shock does come in.
Dodging up as well.
Spec gonna get a good item here. He gets triple shrooms. Rides the wall for as long as he can until he grows. Really smart play by him there.
Is he gonna go for the turn skip here? Yeah, he goes for it with the shroom though. Doesn't make it fully.
Ooh, yeah, that was a really bad roll for him there. Can't really get a box. Yeah.
Oh,
Ryan takes the fib out, which would have connected with Spec there.
Yep.
Finishes in 9th. Declan getting 11th there. So
making a comeback here. He's gonna have to keep the momentum up though, because I know he was. What position was he in? How many points did he have going into this?
Wait, who?
Killua. He got first.
Oh, Killua. He was like in the middle. Going into this. Well, he was in contention to win for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that does put Killua in second now, though. Overall, Barney's still holding first. Declan now in third. Ooh, there's 9 points between first and sixth. This is intense, dude.
This is what you like to see, man. This is exactly what you like to see.
Yeah, we do see Batcake in last, which is not like that's like the opposite of what you really said. Like you,
right?
Yeah, well, like you said, he kind of always tends to finish in the middle or towards the top, like runner up.
Yeah, that's usually what he performs. But for the most part, I noticed that he tends to get the nerves, especially if he's casted. There have been times where he has gotten casted. I think notably in the 2v2 FFA, and I remember him telling me afterwards he was fairly nervous. So I think like once he's in the big stage, that's when he usually crumbles.
Oh yeah.
It crumbles as if like he places low, because usually, like I said, he places like mid to top, but he makes mistakes that prevents him from getting first, like that costs him lots of spots. That, like, let's say he's starting off in first and he runs, then he maybe like makes a mistake that costs him first or something. But we'll see what happens. Maple Treeware coming out here,
like opting to hit a box in a mid spot, which is a really rare thing for him. He's normally just dropping straight away, especially from 9th as well. Like, going off the other races, you'd think he'd be dropping for a box instantly. He has a star early on. Okay.
Typically, runners don't drop for a box in this track, though, so it's interesting to see him doing so. It's very hard to catch up in this track, so we'll see what happens. He has a star here.
I mean, like I said, he has that really committed playstyle where he's committed to getting a dodge early on and dodging the shock.
Right.
By the lowest things, he wants to get the shock here, to make for a change. Changes the star in last, gets triple shrooms. Doesn't get the chain. He's gonna have to dodge now. He stars Taz midair.
Yeah, it's not. It hasn't been fun for Taz so far this war.
Oh, he gets the mill in 10th. That is a big pull for him.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Interesting. Unless there's a shock here.
Oh, wait,
Oh, hey,
yes.
he dodges. Zesty with the ground star dodge as well.
I stand corrected. I was gonna say that that
Mm.
maybe not best bill usage because usually people hold it until like if they're falling far behind, they usually hold it until last set right before cannon. But I mean that's still a decent prediction, I guess. I take it back.
I mean, with Tazen, I didn't see who else it was back there. It was worth using the bill there because one of them had to use shock in order to even have a chance in the race. Pretty good prediction by him there.
Now let's see his front running ability. For the most part, we saw him in the back trying to come up lap 3 with dodges and whatnot, but for the most part, okay, there's the blue.
He is getting blued. Zesty taking over first for the time being. Someone in the mega behind him. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's May in there. Both Ryan and Kath between them as well. Back going up in a star.
It was smart for Spec to land in the middle. Like he started off tight, but then he went to the middle so that when he got blued, he didn't get pushed off.
Second shot comes in. Ooh.
I couldn't quite catch who dodged in the bill. I know Killua came up in a star. I don't see anyone spinning out. I think he's going to be able to secure a top 2 spot here, Killua at the very least.
Someone spams the bill. Smart of Spec to just stay away from the middle. He can spam the bill. Barney getting 11th. Ooh, okay, it looks like Barney's finally going to lose the lead. Killua back on top.
And that was Vincent dodging up in a bill there.
Ooh. Love to see it.
Here we go. The Declan dream is already being shot up, but we are going to see a couple other people coming up. Killua coming back, of course. He was one of the people predicted to win this FFA, but started off a little bit roughly, but now he's making the comeback. If it picks a track like BC Wii or another track that he's very solid at, Killua is a very strong runner. I don't think he's going to give that up easily.
Yeah, Killua is sitting in first now. Okay, that's definitely favorable for him. May behind him in second.
No, I said Killua at first. Talking to Wash Boomer.
Okay, and then Barney in third as well, still holding on to those points that he got early on. Declan now sitting in fourth out of the winning positions.
Yeah, we'll post it in chat right about now. The VR.
Yeah. So you guys at home have an insight as to what's going on.
And I didn't catch the track because I was trying to post the thing in the chat, the table.
Hey, he picked Rainbow Road.
Interesting.
That
is the after 10 races in terms of the VR.
It was Vincent who picked this from second. Ooh. So yeah, a bit of an uncommon track pick. That are getting fibbed early on, I believe that was. Okay. So Spec probably gonna try and get a star early on. Just get triple shrooms instead.
In terms of Vincent's placement, though, he's not going to be able to get first mathematically. That trail.
Ooh, that is brutal. Okay, yeah. Pretty favorable respawn. Doesn't get he gets triple shrooms again. I see Zesty in last. He's probably going to be banking on the shock. Obviously, playing this track on Daisy is not ideal.
We do see Vincent getting killed on the little the ramp section there. I think he might have gotten trailed in midair or something along those lines. He's going to fall behind to a left. I don't know how he didn't get bumped off there. Expect.
Yeah, that was sketchy. He does go for moon jump. Burns his golden. Doesn't get a box after moon jump.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Vincent was off in 11th as well, so he's going to fall behind. Track pick not working out for him.
He's Zesty off the track. He's
in that shock.
Okay. Shock comes in. Doesn't really. I guess that's just in a desperate bid to catch up.
Dodge in a star. I wasn't sure who used the shock though, so it wasn't Vincent falling off. Interesting turn of events here. The pack's tightening up a little bit more among 2 through 9th or 10th. First is broken away.
Yeah, Spec is at risk of pulling a TC maybe.
Taz may get killed on landing here with these reds. Actually, no, Taz is slightly ahead on his screen.
Yeah. Taz
Taz got Reddit anyway.
Yeah, Taz manages to avoid him, but just dies anyway. And another moon jump from Spec, not getting a box though. Vincent gets fibbed.
Kilo and Bill.
On landing. Oh, barely avoids the green and the bill. May gets hit. Barney is still up there, as is Killua. Casper front
running. And if you're Barney here, would you play it safe with the back spams, or would you try to get Killua out of there?
Barney has to get Killua out.
Yeah, Killua's already on the come up. I don't think. Well, there's a shot getting Killua out and Spec in.
Spec gets the dodge. He can still win this.
Yep.
Not the race, but the whole thing.
And Casper's going to get first. He was sitting on 67 after this, so he's not going to pass Killua, who was in first going into this race, but he's going to come very close.
It's going to be so tight between, I think it's Barney, Killua, and Spec now.
Barney, Killua, Spec, and
I even see Casper sneaking in there.
Yeah, Casper got first. So, yeah, like I said, he's going to be just behind Killua, who placed in 9th there. So he's only 1 point behind Killua now, and Killua, I think, is in, like, 3rd or so. We did see May also, by the way. May was in 2nd going into this race, and he placed 3rd.
Okay. Oh, no, it is May in 1st now.
Yeah,
I completely forgot about him. May, Killua, Casper, Barney, and Spec. Only 5 points separating them. Even Declan still has a chance of winning, being only 8 points behind May. This is what we love to see.
Yeah, the bottom 6 is already broken away, but is already way back. They're not going to catch up. But the top 6, holy hell, very close.
Exactly what we were hoping to see. Yeah, just the fact that there's no one who can mathematically break 100 in this as well.
That's rare to see too.
Rare at this level.
At this level, yeah, of course, the skill gap is fairly small, but usually there is 1 or 2 people breaking away. Usually they either have a out of their skin Mogi, or they get a little lucky. They dodge a lot of the shocks, but super tight right now. Holy.
It's a Spec picking BKS.
Taz is in 7th, but he's already mathematically out of getting a top 3 spot. So it's all on top 6 right now to get any of the points. Yep. May, Killua, Casper, Barney, Spec, Declan, all still in it right now.
Hey, just pick GV. It's going to benefit whoever's in the middle here.
Yeah, in this case, the best case scenario is grabbing 6th, 5th place triple shrooms and taking the rock consistently. Let's see later on in the race who pulls those shrooms. For now, though, it's going to be Spec trying to hold off the bottom spots here.
His green breaks on something. I don't think it broke on anyone. This is a backfill on Barney.
That's a good spot. He hits someone with it. On the 2nd mini turbo, usually on that part of the track, you want to. Yeah, we'll see who. Someone misses the rock but gets respawn. Let's see who that was.
Batcake takes it. Barney is up here. Did get bumped a little bit by Mel by the looks of things.
I'd like to see a snipe on the way down, actually. He opts to throw
the Nana.
Yeah, he opts to throw the Nana before the ramp. Usually it's better to throw it on the way down so you can control the distance of the snipe. Barney was able to react pretty quickly to that.
Just thinking Spec should probably try and separate himself from the rest of the pack, but he opts to go top route to avoid back spam.
Early shock there.
Early shock. Ryan in a presumably dodging in a mid spot.
And plays it safe, goes respawn.
Okay, yeah, that was a good decision. It's definitely risky going for rock there.
Yeah. It's also a safe decision for Ryan because everyone's small. They're not going to be taking respawn or rock anytime soon. But he doesn't have too much of a break from 2nd and 3rd right now.
Barney is in 2nd right now, and if the spots stay like they are now, Barney will win.
This is looking really good for Barney because Ryan could potentially get blued here. And in terms of how far he is behind 1st, he's only 4 points behind 1st place May here. So this is looking
Barney
good for
Barney. Gets 2nd, and May gets something 4th or lower.
So
that's really good for Barney. People are all taking respawn now.
Oh,
Barney is probably going to get 2nd here.
Casper took it.
We see Taz in respawn. We see Declan in respawn. We see Casper up there. I think Casper wins. I
And
think
May
Casper
got
takes it
a
home.
out.
I think Casper takes it home.
Casper takes it. Yeah, I think he placed ahead of Barney there.
Barney got second, Casper third.
They tied. They tied.
Wait.
If the VR's correct. If the VR's correct.
If VR is correct, we have a tie for first, ladies and gentlemen.
No. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
That was such a close ending. Unfortunate for Barney that he wasn't able to pull the Susui. I think he was trying to chain that on it. He was trying to go for the second place shroom there. But tie for first. What's going to be the... Okay, if there's a tie for first, are we going to see a tiebreaker GP, or are we just going to see like a split in the pot? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have May getting third regardless.
In a case like this, yeah, it could be good to ask the two first place participants, hey, do you want to split the pot, or do you want to go for broke here? Yeah. What was the first prize? 60?
First place gets $60, second gets $30, third gets $10.
Okay. So I would assume if they both agree to a tie, maybe both first place players get 45.
Oh, okay. They have to play? Okay.
Yeah, they're both agreeing for a split. So I think both players are just going to split the $45 pot.
That was an interesting one to watch.
I gotta say, yeah.
Ooh.
For a while. Okay.
Yeah, it came down to the last. Race. Wow.
Yep. I mean, we saw Declan teasing an upset there, but he wasn't able to maintain a GP3.
Yeah, very bad GP3 for him, only getting 15. Still coming in 6th overall with 81.
Mm-hmm. And I would have to say, even though Barney didn't get first, it was technically a tie for first. Still redeeming himself from the winter break FFA. I remember casting that one. Didn't have the best performance in the FFA final in December 2019 tournament, but redeeming himself here, finally getting a first place in an FFA. Congrats to him as well as Casper for tying for first there. And yeah, do you have anything else to say, Signal?
I mean, I honestly thought, I had a feeling May was going to take it home, being, obviously having that narrow lead going into the last race. But obviously at this level, anything goes, really. And it's hard to say, if a win was deserved or not, because so many people were dogfighting it out.
Yeah, but it was good on Casper's end because he scored, I don't remember, I think it was 14 GP1, and like I said,
11 GP1.
11.
And still came back to score 92.
Yep. And I did mention that Casper's very resilient. Even though, I mean, everybody tilts, but he's not one to tilt unless he gets all 3 GPs unlucky. That's usually when he lets it out. But he's a very resilient player. Usually, if you see him, yeah.
After getting that GP1 and managing to come back, that's something ridiculously impressive.
Indeed.
Barney was relatively consistent. Obviously, he had a spike in form for GP2. That GP2 was really solid for him, and then had decent GP1 and 3. May was pretty consistent as well with his scores, getting 32, 26, 30. Honestly, it's hard to make a guess who's going to win, because there's all these players who can play at such a high level so consistently as well. And there's not much that separates them in terms of players, in terms of them as a player. I don't really know what else to say. That was...
Yeah. It was very entertaining throughout. We got a average viewership of for this round, it was 170 to 180, and peak viewership 210 around that. So yeah, thank you guys for coming along. And on behalf of Mario Kart Boards and Brookland, I am Jaggy.
Yeah, I'm Signal.
We'll catch you guys next time.